All right. Astrology time, guys. Shane here, daily-astrocat.com. And today is Thursday. It's the 18th. So what do we got going on? Well, the moon's going to be in Leo all day long, astrologically. And for those of you who've been feeling vexed lately, I've got some really, really pretty good news, right? If you've been anxious or feeling overworked or, particularly just right? That vexed feeling, Mercury enters Libra today, and in doing so, he activates the permakite that the sun and moon will be triggering as well. So what's my permakite? Well, that's that mini grand trine between Neptune and Saturn with Uranus on the left and Pluto on the right. Right. That's that thing that's going to take everything up that we're doing, right? It's going to elevate us vibrationally in a direction that we want to go in, creatively, possibly changing some things up, shaking some things up, right? There's two arbiters of change on the both flanks of that kite. There's Uranus, which is that sudden change, that electric change, that inventive and very, very interesting change in Gemini. And there's Pluto in Aquarius, which is innovative, inventive, and also an agent of change. Now, with that being said, Uranus is going to back into Taurus, and then we'll be going back into Gemini permanently after it's done with this particular retrograde. So that kite is taking us up, and that's where Mercury is going to be going bing, 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 bing. Now, think about this. This elevates our spiritual and artistic ambitions and intentions. You're starting on a journey, and from here on out, we let go of what no longer serves us and rebalance our key energies. The mind in Libra, right? Today's keyword is stepping up. So we're stepping up in some way, right? And our color is ruby red. Now, when Mercury enters Libra at 6:06 in the morning today, it is a collective exhale. Like those meditation videos or something where you hold the breath at the top and then you let it out with a sigh. It's time to stop worrying and apply the knowledge you've gained and to allow yourself the grace to unify your current timelines, okay? That's what it's all about. It's time to stop worrying, apply the knowledge you've gained, and allow you the grace to unify your current timelines. So, what do I mean by that? Well, for me, it's pretty obvious. I got a day job. I have this right here. Been going crazy on one, not been able to do too much. The balance has been off. There's been an off balance. So now it gives me a chance to just exhale, reset, and come back and be able to focus on doing everything that I want to be doing in an easy and relaxed manner, okay? Lessons learned, whether good, bad, or indifferent, are going to pave the way to future success across the board. So no matter what, it's still a longer-term trend, right? We have a longer timeline that we're following. So the immediate timeline is still one that's still learning. It's still experimenting. But it was fraught because it had some of that Virgo angst there with Mercury being in Virgo, because it's like, okay, Mercury's at home in Virgo, but are we okay with Mercury in Virgo? That's the question. Did that nervous energy suit us, or did it upset us in some way? Okay. Now, there's going to be a lingering persnickety feeling from others who don't really get this idea, right? So think about it. We know that Mercury is entering Libra. We know that we're going to be going, oh, wow, that was crazy. The others out there, they're still feeling that energy and they don't know why. And it's just going to carry over, because what happens, it becomes a habit, right? You start feeding the habit. You start feeding the way that it was. You're feeding this, oh my God, I'm so busy. I got to keep this going with this, and it's time to actually just release and just back off a little bit and just be like, Oh, it's a perfect time of year for it too, because think about it, when the leaves change. Now, if you're not in a southern area, if you're in a southern area, you're not around here, you're not going to notice it as the weather starts to change, and as the leaves change, there's this sense of wonder that begins to fill you, and you as you're driving in these areas, you're going through areas that are experiencing this, you will have. You're calmer, right? I mean, I went over a covered bridge yesterday. Come on, guys. And the trees are already starting to turn just a little bit up north, so, and the covered bridges are up north, so, yeah. But I think it was in, if I was not in New Hampshire, I was in Massachusetts, but there was a small wooden bridge, covered bridge. So anyway, it was totally updated, though. It had all sorts of steel on it and everything like that. So... let's see. Focused moon, and I'm not focused, right? This is a focused moon, okay? Just so you know, today is a focused moon in Leo. What does that mean? It means that your efforts look bigger than what they are. It means that you are going to be, you need to just decide, hey, this is what I'm doing, this is what I am. Take it for what it is, okay? Not for what you think it should be, but for what it is, okay? The spotlight shines, and we certainly take on a certain luster, right? That's what I just kind of said, more or less. There's something that we will need to do consciously, okay? We have to take, it takes courage to stand in that light and to take it, right? And we have to do that consciously. We have to be able to go, okay, well, you think this, that's good. I will take what you think. All right. This is giving me ideas for my new moon intention for the Sunday. And then when I always write that stuff down, I don't leave the intention in there, and then it's like all of a sudden I'm lost, and I'm like, oh no, what's going on? What did I mean? I can tell you exactly what I meant there. What I'm meaning is that this new moon is coming up in Virgo is right on the Libra cusp, and so when the moon, which is Libra season, our lunations are in Libra and in Aries. So now this Virgo moon will actually culminate in the next sign, in Libra. So it's going to culminate with that full moon in Aries first before we even get to a new moon in Libra. That's a very interesting tension. That's really cool, because think about it. Normally, we had that culmination in Pisces, and that was like, because we were between the two new moons. And we're also between eclipses. So this is going to make this a bit more dramatic. And if you can feel something building with it, right? Now, this is a great start. Okay? This is another great start. So we start with new moon intentions. We start with the new moon. We begin with the new moon. Radical changes in the offing, but it's tempered by the outer planet retrogrades. Now, it seems like everything may be backsliding to a degree, but, think about it. That's the idiots in the big world, right? Repression, that's never a good look. Using bullshit for excuses. So anyway, think about yourself, think about what you need to do, and think about yourself moving forward, and that's what we got to do. Now, in 1958, there's something called the Fresno Drop happens. This is when Bank of America mails out 60,000 Bank Americards in Fresno, California. That was the first credit card. And Bank Americard became Visa. And our birth is Scotty Bowman. Okay, if you've been around hockey anytime, you know Scotty. He's a coach. He's been around for a long time. How long? He's 91 years old. I thought he just got recently fired. Okay, so that's coaching for a long time. He's born in 1933. He was a player, and he's also a coach for the Canadiens and the Detroit Red Wings. He's born in Montreal, in Quebec, Canada, and that's all we have for you. So let's recap. Focused moon. Focused moon in Leo. Ta-da! I'm here. Bye. Okay. Today's keyword is stepping up, and the color is ruby red. Thank you so much for listening. I appreciate and love every single one of you. Hit the bell for notifications. Send me a message if I don't hit publish on my podcast. Be like, Shane, I was on the podcast and it wasn't there. What's going on? Simple. I didn't hit the publish button. It's happened today, or yesterday, rather. So anyway, today is a 7. Happy astrocatting.